Greetings. Today's focus is on Tesla, the $400 stock price by January, and a short squeeze. This is Greg for Tesla Fan Insight. Thanks once again for joining us. If this is your first time on our channel, please take time to like and subscribe. If you're a returning guest, welcome back. Glad to have you. Today's focus is on what I call the $400 stock price in the next month for Tesla. There are three reasons kind of why I think it happens. One is everything with the Model 3, two is the Roadster and the new Semi, and three is a short squeeze. So the first thing I wanted to review is the fact that where we are now is that Tesla has gone ahead and started noting to new owners that they're ready to go in terms of configuring their vehicles. So 6 to 8 weeks out is when those folks would get their cars. Tesla is also stockpiling vehicles in both Fremont and Los Angeles, and I believe those are focused on the remaining employee deliveries before we start selling to non-employee owners. So what this has done is the stock price has kind of moved from the range of 300 to 315 to now 328 on that news. So I think it's awesome. I think that there's a sign of optimism that we're going to get rolling on Model 3 production and therefore have a lot of happy customers now in their vehicles. What's interesting about this is that there are other byproducts to what's happening with this. One of them, is the whole idea of a short squeeze. So I've listed what a short squeeze is at the front, and I wanted to note that where we are right now is we're in the potential zone of what I call a short squeeze. So if all of you don't know already, Tesla is one of the most shorted stocks on the stock exchange. What this means is that there's a large number of individuals who have about $10 billion at stake betting that the stock price of Tesla will fall, and possibly dramatically. The problem is, as the Model 3 starts rolling out and being sold, that gives Tesla revenue and profit that allows them to pay for operations. And all these folks who wanted the stock price to fall can get into trouble. So what can happen is, let's call it options person A, and options or hedge fund A and hedge fund B. Hedge fund A has shorted the stock, meaning they're predicting the stock price will fall. What starts to happen is, as that stock price starts rising, they start losing money. So they have a decision to make. Do they A, close out their position, which means buy the stock and then cease operations of what they were doing? Do they B, wait until a certain predetermined period of time to try to get this thing worked out by then, or some other derivation of the two? There are other things they could do, but those are the general positions. Now let's look at hedge fund B. Hedge fund B knows the predicament that hedge fund A is in, but what they can do now is they can watch the company and note when they have to make moves to either buy or sell that stock. And what they can actually do is create an artificial environment forcing the price of the stock up suddenly. So as that stock price starts rising, hedge fund A starts losing money, and they have to make the determination how high the stock price will go and how much they're willing to lose in hopes that it'll come back down. So what can occur is you can see a sudden blast of a 20, 30, 40-point move of the stock price, up or down, but in this case I think it'll be up. And what that's about is hedge fund B is forcing the price up, and hedge fund A is scared of losing even more money, so they will actually go in and try to buy the stock. And anytime you have more buyers than sellers, that forces prices up further. So this is a classic example of what's called a short squeeze. And I think there's a good chance that Tesla ends up in this zone, because I think that if production is starting to roll up into where it should be, it's a catastrophe for the people who've shorted the stock, and they're going to have to determine when they want to get out before they get crushed by a rising stock price. So I also find this interesting because Elon Musk particularly enjoys torturing these folks and helping push the stock up to force them to lose money, which cuts down on their willingness to do it again in the future. So I would not be surprised to see Tesla participate in this game by suddenly providing numbers that are rolling out that force the stock price up, even making life more miserable for the shorties or shorts. So the third thing that's sort of lurking behind all this is Tesla started taking deposits on both the new sports car and, more importantly, the trucks. So with all of that cash rolling onto their balance sheet, this also creates problems with shorties because there's more cash around that Tesla can work with in order to implement its strategy that they've set up for the next 2 years. So the net of all this, I believe, is that I think the stock price could end up in the early $400 share zone by January. And this is really, an opportunity for us to see cars rolling out and the impact of those cars adding revenue and profit to the balance sheet. The question is, will it happen? Won't it happen? The real question mark is how many cars are we talking about? At this point, everybody can count 300 to 500 cars in Fremont as well as Los Angeles. But it's not clear if this is a temporary bump in the number of units produced or it's we've worked out the production problems and we're ready to roll at 3,000 to 5,000 a week or so, or maybe a month, jumping up to 10,000 as we get everything rolling smoothly. So you guys can watch just as well as everybody else. But if you're a long-time owner, investor, etc., it's a good time to be aware of what's going on, because if you understand, are comfortable with it, I think you could make some decent money in the process. Look forward to any and all comments. This is Greg for Tesla Fan Insight. Tschüss, macht's gut, au revoir, lehitrot, khoda hafez, salam alaikum, and please like and subscribe, and any Patreon support would be appreciated. Thanks and have a great day.